Hi one, hope you're doing well from wherever you're watching this channel, depending on your time zone. Now, the Azimio leader Raila Odinga has been silent for long. And we know Kenyans have been making noise that where is Raila Odinga, where is Baba to speak? To some extent, those who are in Kenya Kwanza or those who are in region perceived to have voted for William Ruto, when they call on Raila Odinga to speak for their behalf, they have been told always that mulichagua Ruto, mukae na yeye. But above all, we have also seen the church coming out, begging Raila Odinga to speak for the people, to come out and voice the people's problems. Then, if you check on the Kenya Kwanza side, the UDA, they have been responding to that, telling people that Raila is silent because his mouth is full, that he got his share from William Ruto, and because he's eating in government, he's going there with table manners. When you are eating, you keep silent. You don't talk when the food is in your mouth. Because of that, Raila is not speaking. That is the agenda they had started selling to the people. Then what happened? Yesterday, Raila emerged. And when he emerged, he came with a bombshell. This bombshell has completely exposed William Samoei Ruto's regime. Sasa wale wenye walikuwa nasema kwamba Raila amekula kitu ndio maana haongei, saizi they are trembling. They are not trembling. They are worried. They are panicked because they have been totally exposed. Sasa wataambia watu nini? And now the church, after pleading, Raila has come out. Yesterday, he spoke. And indeed, you can see how cartels have taken over the government. The state is under capture by cartels appointed by William Ruto, maybe to serve his interest, which seems to be a burden, huge burden to Kenyans. Raila has exposed how we are paying 30 shillings extra on every liter of fuel in this country when other countries are enjoying. He gave an ultimatum. Some of the deals should be cancelled. The contract should be cancelled and returned back to open tender system. The issue of government to government, it was not even government to government. It was government to private companies in Saudi Arabia and UAE. So Raila gave a list of things that as Azimio they stand for and what they're calling for, a total embarrassment to this government. ESCC has to come in. Advisors who gave Ruto the idea of going to G2G oil issue have to be sacked, and they have also to open a case for them to answer because of the suffering. Revert from 16% to 8%. Make publicly the memorandum of understanding between Kenya, Saudi Arabia, and UAE, if that's what we're saying. So with all this, I have seen Kimani Ichung'Wah, maybe he got an emergency call from William Ruto to speak out. And Kimani is speaking out. You know what Kimani Ichung'Wah is saying? That there are those who want to use the cost of living as an excuse to incite Kenyans against this regime. So he's calling them to order. Ichung'Wah is saying that we have a government that is responsible and cares about the people. That their government is caring about Kenyans. Hey, when I read that, the government that is caring who? Caring Ruto or Kenyans? Caring William Ruto allies or Kenyans? That they have a government that is responsible. Responsible on what? Are they responsible of our suffering? Do they know what we go through? Are they aware that we are sleeping on empty stomach? Are they aware that business are collapsing? This is what was shared by this is a statement that was shared by NTV on their tweet. I want to call to shame those who want to use the cost of living as an excuse to incite Kenyans. We have sustainable microeconomic policies that will deal decisively. Hata angalia wanatumia maneno mazito kabisa, decisively, with the question of the cost of living to Kenyans. Kenyans have a government that is responsive and cares about them. Kimani Ichung'Wah, National Assembly Majority Leader. This was on 16th November 2023. Now with this statement, you can understand where we are heading to. Kimani Ichung'Wah's statement is coming after Raila Odinga's bombshell. That means Kimani Ichung'Wah, who is also a co-chair in the national dialogue, responding to Raila Odinga as majority leader. So he has become the government spokesperson. Kwani kazi ya majority leader ni kuongelea mambo ya serikali ama ni kuongelea mambo ya wananchi? So the message has just come at a time when Kenyans have been told their big problem. We are continuing this panel discussion, but just a quick request for those who are watching and you have not subscribed, please consider subscribing. To our returning subscribers, Amasa, thank you so much. And again, to all our viewers, please give this video a thumbs up. Thank you so much, and back to this discussion. Now, these are some of the highlights from Raila Odinga. He's talking about what is happening in Tanzania. He has mentioned something about Uganda. This is what he said. Tanzania said it was reducing prices because of an decrease in world oil prices by an average of 5.68%, while premiums for the importation of petroleum product had decreased by an average of 13% for super petrol and 25% for diesel. You will not hear that story here because of the corruption dealings written in the Ruto deal. Hiyo mambo haisikika hapa Kenya. Watu kama Kimani Ichung'Wah wakisikia hii, wanasikia tu ni kama sasa basi mambo yameharibika. On Uganda, this is what he's saying. Uganda has announced it would no longer purchase petroleum products from Kenya because middlemen have inflated prices by up to 59%, imposing too high a cost on consumers. The middlemen President Museveni is talking about are Kenyan government officials. True. So we know KPLC is losing, and people are going to lose their jobs. And in many ways, Kenya is losing because they are losing the excess they have been getting from Uganda, because Uganda has been the biggest country depending on a pipeline. Haya mambo hayuko tena. So I want to leave you here with the final position of Azimio la Umoja after exposing this, something that made Ichung'Wah to come and issue this statement. Thank you. Watch, subscribe, and see you in our next video.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, our stand as Azimio. 1. Ruto must immediately cancel the contract and revert to the open tender system, which ensured guaranteed supply of petroleum products. It has assigned responsibility to various players as opposed to the so-called G2G that is making Kenyans depend on inefficient and corrupt players. The open tender system was efficient, accountable, and competitive, and offered prices commensurate with international pricing model. 2. The Ethics and Anti-Corruption Commission needs to move in, not to sanitize, but to get to the bottom of how and why we got into this deal and who is benefiting from it. 3. The men and women who came up with this self-serving deal must be surcharged and sacked. 4. The government must restore taxes to 8% from the 16% that came with the Finance Act. 5. The government must make public the so-called MOU between Kenya and Saudi Arabia and the United Arab Emirates. 6. The Ministry of Energy and Petroleum must make public the deal is signed with oil companies. 7. The Ministry of Energy and Petroleum must make public the supplier purchase agreement it signed with the oil companies. 8. The EACC and the Director of Criminal Investigations must investigate the tax compliance status and pricing model of the 3 oil companies. 9. We need a comprehensive brief on what the move by Uganda to pursue much of its petroleum needs through the Tanzanian Central Corridor means to our country, especially to the future of the Kenya Pipeline Company. End of statement.